Okay. On to the NFC South. Tampa Bay
Oh
Bucks.
boy.
Here we go. Um,
Oh, the Bucks. Yeah. I was hearing that Tampa Bay wanted Logan Hall at like 27 or something, and they traded out of that.
I
Because
mean,
the
at least.
Jaguars traded up to get
Hmm?
uh
Oh.
what did the Jaguars trade back up to get?
Oh. Ooh.
Traded back up.
Um.
Escaping me right now. It's gonna bother me. The Devin Lloyd. That's right.
Oh. Right. Okay. Yeah.
Because the Patriots didn't take him with their first round pick.
Hmm.
I mean they could have, but they traded back. So
And then wanted Cole Strange, so it's fine.
Cole Strange. We'll get around to that. Logan Hall's an interesting guy. He has inside outside. Um,
Hmm.
I'm not sure what that comment
Yeah.
chat
I'm
means.
not. Yeah. 1-11. I'm not sure I follow your comment either, but I'll be happy to address it at some point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I,
Logan Hall's an interesting guy. He's a kind of a tweener. He doesn't really fit on the inside or the outside. He weighs in at like 285 or something.
mhm.
So he's not really a pass rushing end, but he's not really a three tech either. I think he'll play three tech because they have Vita Vea, and
Mhm.
so he's only going to be facing one blocker at any given point. So anchor's not going to be the problem there. But yeah.
Mhm.
Shout out to my boy Jake Polis for his team. Real Steel
Okay.
and Zion McCullum at the end.
Yeah.
Um, also, shout out to my cousin who's working on the new God of War that's coming out sometime soon.
Oh yeah. Let's
And
go.
yeah, Co Kieft. Let me tell you, Co Kieft looks like
Kokeeft.
a Assassin's Creed Valhalla type guy.
Okay. I'm surprised
Uh,
you skipped over Kate Otten. I would have thought because like
I
isn't Kate
liked Kate
Otten
Otten. It was a,
he's a nice
sorry, go
like
ahead.
pass catching guy, right? Like he's
Yeah.
like
He's a good player.
I don't know where he's gonna fit in
He's a
Tampa,
he's
but
a
like
defender, blocking tight end as well.
I didn't realize he was that. I didn't realize he was that competent at blocking. I
Yeah, he's a
thought
pretty decent blocker. A lot of people didn't lacked good quality tape on him because he missed most of his last season.
gotcha.
Um,
Hmm.
no. But Zion McCollum is an interesting guy. He scored a 10 out of 10 on the relative athletic score.
Ooh.
Like
Oh
6'2", runs a
wait,
4.3, like
am I thinking?
really athletically interesting guy.
Am I thinking of the same guy that like weren't some people potentially saying that he could go as early as like round four or even the end of day two if people really like if a team really wanted him?
No, I mean his tape wasn't that good, frankly,
Okay.
but having a 10 out of 10 helps. He
Right,
ran a
right.
4.3340. His shuttle was 3.94, and his three cone was 6.48, which is
Mm-hmm.
otherworldly. Um,
Uh-huh.
11-foot broad jump, 39 and a half inch vert,
Mm-hmm.
and he stands at 6'2", 200 pounds. Like
Mm-hmm.
that is what you want in a corner with 30. I mean, 31-inch arms is not quite long technically, but he's a
Mm-hmm.
big boy. Like
Yeah. Nice. I guess let's see. Is there any needs that they didn't fit? They didn't really fit D tackle. They I don't know what they're gonna do about D tackle other than Vita Vea.
I mean, Logan Hall.
Logan.
That's he's gonna play defense
Oh,
tackle for
he's gonna
them.
play tackle for them. Okay. And
Yeah.
then I guess offensive line, they'll just put Luke Gedeke in there, and call it a day. And okay,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, good for them. I, I don't really have any particularly strong feelings on them. Yeah, I think I'm pretty done with the Bucks. If you are,
There's one thing I wanted to add.
okay, I guess
If you
let's
give me a
see.
second to track it down.
In the meantime, the Bucks are a funny example of this. I mean, maybe funny's not the right word, but it seems like a lot of teams have like common trading partners where like I'm pretty sure this trade plus this trade plus this trade were all different. I don't think they were all for the same pick. And so it's funny to see there seems to be like clumps of trades where like the Bucks love trading with the Jags for some reason and it I don't know. I kind of noticed that when I was putting these graphics together that I don't know. They're So I like have you heard of teams potentially being like have you heard of teams having like soft spots in terms of trading partners where it's like, oh, I love like, oh, I'm the Ravens and I love trading with like the Panthers or whatever. I don't know. Have you heard of anything like that?
Well, okay, so there are teams that trade a lot.
Sure.
That's one thing. Excuse me.
Sorry. Yeah.
And there are teams that are like friendlier to each other, especially out of division.
Right.
So it might be a little bit of selection bias, but yeah, I mean sometimes it happens. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
don't know.
mean, the Jaguars are trying to move all over the place. They saved some jobs during this draft, so yeah, we can get around to them in a bit. But yeah,
sure. Mm-hmm.
Jake Camarda, I'm not sure how many times he actually punted, so I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what his punting is like, considering he was only on maybe twice a game. So interesting. Rashad White is a good guy, though. Shout out to one of my new coworkers that colleagues that is a big Rashad White guy. So yeah.
Yeah.
Decent draft. Rashad White went a little earlier than I thought, but he's a good player. So good contact balance.
Mm-hmm. GMs are humans. That is in fact correct. Yeah, that I could see them liking who they like. 1-11. I think that's
and fun fact: the commissioner's also human as well.
Oh, but he gets booed so much, you would never know. It's crazy.
I mean, we can talk about that one later.
Oh, all right. Did you find what you needed to find? Or...
No, go ahead. You're good.
Okay. Or as in, sorry. Are you good with the Bucks? Do you want to?
I am good with the Bucks. That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So on to the Saints.
The Saints. No Ricky Williams this year, but
yeah. I mean, yeah. Hey, I mean, Chris Olave was a good pick. Like, I like Chris Olave at 11. Like, that's fine.
Yeah, as long as the linemen don't get too winded and they accidentally blow him over.
Well, I know that you and Chris. I know that you have maybe some choice words about Chris Olave, but
I love Chris Olave. Let me get that straight first. I love Chris Olave. He's probably the most natural separator in this class. But also,
tiny.
He's thin and he is small. Yeah. And a strong wind will blow him over because he is not like built. Other small guys like Calvin Austin, Wan'Dale Robinson, those are thick guys. They have like legit track bodies. They are going to run fast and they are going to, I mean, they're not gonna, they don't have great contact balance. They're not gonna bowl anyone over, but they're built enough that they can manage. But man, a strong breeze and Chris Olave's on the ground. So
yeah. And Trevor Penning's got to be careful then because he might blow him over.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Trevor Penning.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't understand the hype from him. I don't think he's going to be ready to go for at least 3 years, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. His best trade is he throws defensive linemen at his quarterback's legs. So.
Yeah.
Alontae Taylor's a fine corner. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say that I thought I'd heard that Alontae Taylor was like fine, but also this was maybe a tad early for him. That was the impression I was getting from people. But that's
Alontae Taylor went what?
49th overall.
Yeah, I mean that was early, but like it depends on how people were looking at it. Like he went after Kyler Gordon. He went after.
Oh, I guess that's true. There was a huge run on cornerback in the second round, so that's fair. There was a huge run on cornerback.
He's not bad by any means. I actually liked Alontae Taylor. He was the top of my 4th tier. So like, that's early for him for sure at 49, but
it's not egregious.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
Okay.
I actually liked a fair number of guys in my 4th tier, so
sure.
It is what it is.
Sure. And I admittedly don't really know much about DeMarco Jackson or Jordan Jackson, but
Marco Jackson is a fun guy. He is super productive. He is going to be your kind of old school, straight downhill, going to cover that run gap. Like his run fit is pretty good. He's not like Davion Taylor, who came out of App State recently. He's not that athletic freak that's going to run sideline to sideline. He's going to be in the box. He's going to run fit his hole, and he's going to hit you hard. Like, yeah, they like who they like. Yeah, I mean, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's been the motto for this draft. But yeah, DeMarco Jackson, like, he's going to run fit as hard as he can, and it's going to be great. Like, it was a real gut punch to me when he went off the board because I wanted him.
Wait, did the Cowboys have a 6th-round pick? Is that where you were hoping to get him? Or
the Cowboys were close. They were. What is this? He went what? 150,
161.
161?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were not that far off. We picked a 167. So
Okay. But yeah,
that's who I wanted to win.
I think what the Saints really need to do is get 3 more Jacksons in so that we need 5. We need all of their defensive line to just
Be the Jackson
be Jackson,
5.
so they can be the Jackson 5. It'd be very fun.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see how Jordan Jackson and DeMarco Jackson actually do when
I
it
like
comes down to
DeMarco
it,
Jackson a lot. I think he has potential.
That is fair. I guess that means you don't feel quite the same way about Jordan Jackson, but that's fair enough.
I do not. That's correct. But, you know.
That's okay. And when I was looking up cap space, I was shocked at this cap space number. Like, how the hell did the Saints make this happen? Like,
They're eating a lot of salary for next year.
did they get rid of to get their salary cap?
Taysom Hill's finally off the books.
Oh, that's good. Wait, really? Wait, who does he play for now? Who'd they ship him off to?
I don't think anyone signed him, but I'm pretty sure Taysom Hill is off the books.
Oh, he's a free agent. Ooh. Okay. Nice.
I can look it up.
Sorry, I can do that real quick.
They're still paying Michael Thomas, but they are still Taysom Hill's still on the team. Okay, no, just kidding. I don't know how they got under the cap.
Yeah,
they were paying dead money on Teron. Oh, Teron Armstead was a big one.
Sure. Yeah.
Drew Brees, Jameis Winston. I don't know why they're eating. Yeah. Oh, this is a simulated year. Traquan Smith, Latavius Murray. Yeah.
Okay.
They're barely under. So, I mean,
yeah. Well, yeah.
It looks like a lot. It's not a lot. That's really my point here.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, this looks about right for the Saints. I don't know, nothing crazy. I don't see anything that's totally off brand for them.
Yeah, I mean, I like Chris Olave. I thought they were gonna I thought they liked Drake London better, but he went early, so I don't know. Yeah.
Talking about someone
we knew they were gonna go receiver here. They haven't had weapons in a while, so yeah, it was time.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Okay. You good to go?
Yep.
Okay. Carolina Panthers. Roar.
Yeah, that was an interesting draft.
Mm-hmm.
To say the least.
Matt Corral, third round, you gotta like. You gotta be a big
Oh, I
fan of
love
that.
Matt Corral.
Yeah.
He has this fun throwing motion. He was my quarterback one. And needless to say, I was not high on any of the quarterbacks this year.
Mm-hmm.
We saw the NFL agreed with us. You know, these were not good quarterbacks, and unlike 2010, no one reached up and traded up for these guys. So it shows you how everyone's kind of stabilizing their quarterback rooms. Baker Mayfield's probably on the move somewhere soon. Probably not Carolina at this point, but you know,
what
there are a couple quarterbacks still on the market that can't find trading partners for. So, and obviously the NFL doesn't think that these guys are better than those guys either. So, you know.
Sure.
Ike Ekwonu is, you know, that one clip in The Blind Side where he's like, it was time for him to go home, and he's like, you know, pushes him over the fence. Like, that's Ike, like, on every play. Like, that's just who he is. He's just like, I'm bigger and stronger than you, and I'm going to show you why I'm bigger and stronger than you. And so, you know. They picked a lot of athletes here, right? Like Kalen Barnes had the fastest 40 time at the combine with a 4.31, which is absurd. Baylor had a track team in Indianapolis. It was crazy.
I mean, that's kind of surprising, isn't it? Because doesn't this kind of feel like Matt Rule's last year, where it's like either put up or shut up for him, where like they drafted a bunch of athletes. Matt
Rule's second year?
I think it's his third year. I could be wrong, but.
Oh, is it?
But regardless, I would have thought that maybe Carolina would have, because it's also like the GM's neck is on the chopping block too. So like part of me would have thought that rather than taking these, I don't want to call them developmental guys, but guys that are more like athletes, that maybe they would have leaned in towards more finished products, who maybe their ceilings are lower. That way they can like inflate their win total for this year and actually keep their jobs. I don't know. But
yeah.
I mean, objectively, that's not a good thing to do. So I'm not, like, advising that they should have done that. But, like I think, but...
Oh, okay, so I'll give you this, right? Like, Brandon Smith, if you want to build a player that looks like an NFL player who plays linebacker in the NFL, you would build Brandon Smith. He's long, he's fast, he's strong. Like, he just has zero idea what's going on. But he's just
Right.
all over the place. You tell him
Yeah.
where the ball is, and he'll go get the ball. He just doesn't know where the ball is. The problem.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah. But that's exactly my thing is where like yes these are athletes but I don't want to call them projects. It's like Ike Ekwonu, it's hard to call him a project, but like it's
he is a project. He requires a little
like
bit of refinement.
that's I think the thing that I'm most surprised by is like they're betting on themselves, which I guess I don't blame them for, but also they're kind of going all in here and saying like we're going to develop these guys immediately, and if we don't, we're going to suck, and the owner is going to take notice, and that's kind of what is interesting to me. Where I don't know, like if your neck is on the chopping block, is that the way that you draft? Because like I feel like Matt Nagy and the Bears had kind of a similar thing where like they were in a similar situation where it felt to me like their draft reflected the fact that they were trying to save their jobs more than like that they actually had the long-term interest of the team in mind, which I guess I don't blame them for, because like, you know, they probably would have gotten fired if they didn't do well, but like, and Matt Nagy did get fired, so like there's that. But I don't know, is what I'm saying making any sense? Like,
I think they bought themselves time with Matt Corral. I think they did. I think the front office also knows like Sam Darnold wasn't it, and they really couldn't do anything about it. So I think they bought themselves a little bit of time. I think if they suck again, I think they'll get one more year where they can draft a quarterback. But yeah, I agree with you. This seems like way more long term for someone who's not in a stable spot.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly where my head is. Like I guess maybe
I've already mentioned Amari Barno. Like he does not know how to pass rush. But he runs 4.3.
So that's kind of
and
neat.
like that's great, I guess. And they just re-signed Brian Burns too, so
That's worth a 6th-round pick, right? That's all you need.
Yeah. I mean, day 3 is for the scouts, and the scouts were like, "Hey, this guy runs a 4.3. Let's pick him." So, yeah. I mean, Brian Burns is also a slight guy that he was better than that, obviously. Go Knowles. But yeah, they you're right. They do look like they're prepared for a much longer tenure than maybe they're going to be afforded. So
Right. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I hope it works out for him. Like, I like Matt Rule as a person, but I don't know.
Yeah, 1-11. It is. They are betting on their potential, but like some of these guys are going to take a little longer to reach their potential than others. Cade Mays is going to be a good player though. So
yeah. But such is life, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess they kind of took care of most of their stuff. Yeah, I think they hit on most of their positions of need, so I don't really have a huge problem, and they're cheap, so.
Yeah, and they don't need a lot of receivers. That's not their offensive system, so.
Mm-hmm. But okay, any more thoughts on the Panthers before we move on?
No, I guess I'm ready to be hurt all over again with the Falcons.
There it is.
Oh boy.
All right, hit me. What are you feeling? What's going through the mind of Barnabas right now?
So there's some good picks here, and there's some picks I'm just like, what in the world? Drake London, I don't see it with him. For a guy who plays on the basketball team, he doesn't jump as well as you'd think he does. Like, it confused me. Like, he moves better than most 6'3" wide receivers, sure, but like, he doesn't play above the rim as much as well as like some of the TV scouts will tell you. Like, and he's struggling with an ankle too. So like, he broke his ankle or something. So like, he's not gonna be able to jump right away. It's confusing me. But the next couple picks I really like. Arnold Ebiketie went to Einstein High School down the street. Yeah, poor Atlantans. You got that right. They're about 3 years away from being 3 years away. So,
but hey, they have Desmond Ridder, who's also 3 years away from being 3 years away. So it fits.
Yeah. That's a David. I don't know if you're still in the chat, but that's a Davidism, right there. So Young Wolf, giving you credit for that one. Troy Anderson is a converted safety to linebacker, fast as hell. Like that boy is fast and athletic, and
that's
like,
the Montana State linebacker you want.
Yeah, but that's the Montana State linebacker you want. That's correct. Like
Yeah.
I'm big fan of Troy Anderson, and like I'm not surprised he went early, right? Like I did not have him as that high in terms of linebacker rankings,
Hmm.
because Troy Anderson went at 58, which is the third linebacker off the board. Like okay, I would have taken like someone like Nakobe Dean, who I, among
Yeah.
many others, considered a much better linebacker.
You
But
know,
I'm not
injury
mad
concerns
about
are a
it.
thing.
Like
Yeah.
Troy Anderson's athletic profile was stupid. Like it was just. And like, you don't get linebackers like that because most of them come from always playing linebacker.
Hmm.
But like the fact of the matter is like when you change a safety over to linebacker, if they're athletic enough and they can handle the size and stuff, Troy Anderson is 6'3 and a half, 243. Like the guy is big enough, in fact, maybe bigger than most linebackers and also runs a 4.40. Like
Hmm.
you don't get that. You just don't. And he has better bend than most pass rushers. Like I bet you. Hold on. So one cool thing about RAS is you can change their position and see how they score.
Hmm.
He still has a 99th percentile 3-cone for edge rushers.
Yeah.
Edge rushers. Okay, those guys are bending. Okay, fine. Wide receivers. How about that? 89th percentile, 89.6th percentile on the 3-cone compared to wide receivers.
Yeah. That's pretty
It's
good.
just absurd. It's absurd. And so, like for a linebacker to have those traits, I'm not mad about it. I'm okay with that with a linebacker of that size and speed and athleticism to just go early. Like I'm not mad. I'm not mad.
Yeah. Also, not really draft profile related, but I think the cutest kid award goes to Desmond Ritter's. I think it was
Really?
his daughter. Yeah, she was very cute. He had her in his lap the whole time when he was on camera, and
Yeah.
it was very wholesome. It's very fun.
I'm surprised she stayed on his lap because he has the worst legs of any quarterback in this class. His platform is just terrible. He needs to figure out his lower body. Yeah, that's right. Troy Anderson was probably a little too big to play safety, especially in that conference and at that level of competition. Yeah, for sure. D'Angelo Malone, he's a pass rusher. He'll be fine. He's good.
Yeah.
Good value. No, he went right about where we thought he was going to go in the third round. Tyler Algier. Dane Brugler was way higher on him than the vast majority of people.
Hmm.
He's fine. He's not going to outrun anybody. But he's also going to he's going to be patient. He hits holes correctly, and he's really smart about it. And so at the end of the day, at the end of the day, it's a solid running back. They needed a solid running back because Mike Davis wasn't it, and Cordell Patterson somehow was resurrected and was a contributor on that team. Thanks for carrying me to my fantasy second place win.
I
Thanks,
I was so
Patterson.
sad that I didn't get Cordero, but
But yeah, and then they picked up two Georgia guys that they're fine. They didn't really, they don't move the needle very much. So
okay.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
I
that
guess-
wraps up the NFC, right? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yes, because we just went through the NFC East. Yeah, that's wraps up the NFC.